What's up everybody and welcome to the channel. In today's video we're going to take a look at the 2025 Honda Pilot TrailSport all-wheel drive. This one is finished in Diffused Sky. MSRP is a little over $51,000. Big shout out to Flo Honda of Statesville for providing this Pilot TrailSport for today's video. Take a look at their website, links down below. Underneath the hood of the 2025 Honda Pilot TrailSport, you're going to find that 3.5 liter naturally aspirated 6-cylinder engine. This makes 285 horsepower with 262 pound-feet of torque, paired to the 10-speed automatic transmission, and it features Honda's all-wheel drive system. This SUV has an 18.5-gallon fuel tank. You can expect 18 miles per gallon in the city with 23 out on the highway, and then overall curb weight is 4,600 pounds. The overall length is 200.2 inches with wheelbase at 113.8. Width is 78.5 and height is 72 inches. And then max towing capacity is also around 5,000 pounds. And the new Honda TrailSport is also off-road capable with approach angle at 20 degrees, ground clearance at 8.3 inches, and departure angle at 19 degrees. Moving on to the styling with this Honda Pilot TrailSport. For one, this pearl paint is really cool looking, definitely a sporty option for the semi-off-road focused family SUV. You got a nice set of LED headlights. You can see some dark in the housings as well as this upper grille cutting right into it, finished in the gloss black. You have a massive opening all throughout it. Safety sensor is integrated into that Honda badge. We even have a forward-facing camera TrailSport badge as well, and then some nice sharp contours on the farthest parts of the bumper. You do have a functional cutout to allow some airflow through the bumper, and then down below there's a nice set of LED fog lights and parking sensors all throughout. You have a little bit of silver trim along with the plastic black, and then more openings down below with active grille shutters beneath the mesh. You can see how bold the front end is. I do like the contrast as well as the bold contoured lines. So a really nice looking family vehicle with that rugged design. The hood is also pretty flat with just a few sharp lines cutting towards the windshield. And then as we make our way around to the side profile, you can see how that plastic in the lower bumper makes its way around these front fenders. And then we have a really nice set of off-road 18-inch wheels, finished in a gunmetal gray, and they're also wrapped in a Continental tire with a nice tread pattern for some off-pavement use. Got a body line around that front fender, sharp body line throughout the side profile, and then more of this plastic material for the lower rocker panel. You're going to see gloss black on the mirror caps along with the door handles, integrated turn signal as well as a side view camera, and then all black trim throughout these side windows. You can see how the third window is kind of separated with some body colored around it. Then there's also a nice set of roof rails up above with a sunroof up on top. Side profile is about what you would expect for a 3-row family SUV. It definitely looks pretty bold with all the dark accents to it. So I think they've done a pretty cool job giving their family SUV a sportier vibe with the TrailSport trim. You're also going to get an integrated spoiler in back with your third brake light, rear windshield wiper as well, and then the taillights have a nice red housing with a black bar connecting them with Pilot blacked out. You got your Honda badge, rear view camera, all-wheel drive and TrailSport badge as well, and then you can see how we have parking sensors in back, some silver trim, along with just a little bit more of that plastic black. Wrapping up the design, it has somewhat of a squared off appearance with all these sharp lines, and it comes together very well. Onto the key fob, you get lock, unlock, remote start, power tailgate, Honda badge on the backside. If I go ahead and just lock the vehicle, you have power folding side mirrors. You can just grab the door handle, everything unlocks, and we can take a look at the interior. This one's gonna get a black leather interior. TrailSports have some nice orange accents throughout it. On the door panel, you have some soft touch material up above, nice padded material for your armrest with contrast stitching, large grab handle, all of your window and mirror controls, release handle as well, and then there is memory seating. You do have extra storage with a cup holder in the side, same with down below, all weather floor mats with the TrailSport badge, and then all power controls for this driver's seat. You can see the nice design on the contrast with the stitching, and then just smooth black leather all throughout it. Pretty nice looking seat overall. I like the materials. Of course, the embroidery up top looks pretty cool as well. And then a nice black leather wrapped steering wheel with some more contrast stitching in dark color. And then now inside the 2025 Pilot TrailSport, keeping my foot on the brake, we can go ahead and fire it up. Got the multimedia screen along with the gauge cluster that will turn on. You got your Honda badge right in the center along with a heated steering wheel icon. On the left side we do get some Bluetooth and audio controls as well as some screen icons. And then over on the right we have all of our cruise control settings with steering intervention, lane keeping, as well as distance pacing. There are steering wheel mounted paddle shifters, and then on the right stalk you're going to see windshield wiper controls, turn signal stalks, and headlight over on the left. Taking a look at the gauge cluster itself, you have a digital screen over on this left side. You can also see your tachometer. If I hit the home icon on the screen, you can scroll through all sorts of different things. Then you can go into each one and see a few more information within the car. So pretty simple screen overall. However, it's very easily laid out, very simple to take a look at. We have your odometer in the center, fuel, and then speedometer on the right side. Over on the left side of the steering wheel, we have our tailgate release, heated windshield, along with traction control. One of your air vents is over here, and then just some soft touch material across the dashboard in black. There is extra storage space on this passenger side, quite a lot for a couple cell phones. You can see the contrast stitching and leather material on the dashboard as well. And then the infotainment screen, basically what you're going to be used to on every modern Honda. So you have all sorts of different toggles and apps. You can go into a trip computer as well, see a few things. We have the home and back button as well. Touchscreen is pretty snappy. You can see a few more items back to the home screen. There's also shortcuts that are going to be all down below. Now if I go ahead and push this into reverse, you have a backup camera along with a top-down view. You are able to adjust everything, take a little bit different look with our cameras. You can adjust some settings with it as well. And then we can go ahead and just tap the P button. We're back into park. We have two air vents underneath that with your hazard control, and then climate controls are all throughout the center. There's heated seats as well. Fan speed is right in the center. I really like how you're able to adjust the rear climate. So you can have them independent, or you can actually lock it. So really nice the way you're having all these different icons to control front and back. We have dual zone temperature, the AC, the different modes. You can adjust all of that. We have the heated side mirrors as well as the defrost, and you can sync everything. There's a little bit of storage down below, a couple USBs, wireless phone charging that you are able to turn on and off, which is a great touch if you just want to put stuff in there. You can also see extra storage, cup holders on the right side. Your drive select is a little interesting, with drive being a button, the reverse you pull back, neutral and park. Just a little bit of gloss black, and then we have our drive modes. So if you toggle this up and down, you're gonna see that pop up on the left side. We have all sorts of drive modes, from normal to sport. We also have the eco, and then all sorts of different off-road ones, even a towing mode as well. You have your auto start stop, downhill assist, electronic parking brake, and quite a lot of storage throughout the center with a large padded armrest. Under here you have a ton more hidden storage. And then the glove box itself, as you'd expect, pretty large. One last look at the interior. Nice design overall, very simple and easy to use. Nice materials throughout it as well. And you can get a pretty good idea of the large panoramic sunroof with that massive shade up above. You can also pop this open. You have a sunglass holder up above, and you can even use this as a mirror to see what's going on behind you. Then we have all of our controls for the roof, along with your dome light controls. Nice mirror as well with your garage door buttons underneath it. Moving on to the rear seat space, if I just grab the door handle and open it up, you're gonna get all the nice same materials back here. This even has captain's chairs. And then for the rear door panel, finished off just like the front, you have the little bit of soft touch materials along with the padded for the armrest. Tons of storage all throughout the side, and then there even is a manual sunshade. These seats have manual controls. We have all the nice design to it as we make our way up to the headrest, and then you can see our adjustable armrest as well. So just one way to put them, down and up. There's a little bit of storage down below, and then you can see all of your climate controls in back. We have our vents, a small screen, fan speed, zones, temperature, quite a few different USB plugs, and then we have storage behind these seats, even with a phone slot as well. So pretty nicely equipped, and you're gonna notice a nice walkthrough into the back. And then to operate the seats, we have a button right here you can press, and that will slide everything forward, recline the seat in the forward position. You can easily step through the side like this. The rear passengers will also have a button to get the second row out of the way. From here, you can also pull this recline lever, and that is gonna fold nice and flat for better storage as well as cargo space. Hopping into the second row with the Honda Pilot. So this is a 3-row family SUV. Not bad sitting in the second row. I'm 5'11". I have plenty of headroom, as you can tell. And with the driver's seat at my height, pretty good knee room. Now you can slide this way forward and way back as well. So all the way back, definitely even more comfortable. You can also recline it at a pretty good angle. So having it all the way back, this isn't too bad for a family car. I will say my only complaint, the seat base does feel kind of short. I have a lot of leg sticking past it. So it does feel like a kind of a small seat here. Not bad, it's still plenty comfortable, extremely padded, all the amenities you're gonna want. Plenty of room in general, just wouldn't mind the bases being a little bit longer, but you're probably only gonna have kids back here who are a lot smaller, so probably not a big deal at all. Pretty good second row. Onto the third row now with the Honda Pilot. In the upright position, really not bad. There is a latch down by my hip, and I can recline this quite a lot. Now if I even go ahead and pull this seat in a general position, I have really good legroom and headroom. This is pretty impressive. Tons of headroom, good knee room as well. This seat honestly feels like a similar size to the second row. Again, they are a little short, a little low on the floor, but again, this isn't a jumbo SUV, so really not too bad back here. There's even climate control vents here. We have USB ports, cup holders on this as well. So pretty nicely appointed third row for what it is. Plenty of room with the captain stairs. You can sprawl out just a little bit. And this is a 3-seater back here. So really practical car. Pressing that button, we can get that seat out of the way and then easily climb right out. Moving on to the cargo space, there is going to be a button right underneath the logo. We can just pop that, automatically open it. Of course, we have the button on the key fob as well. So with the third row up, you can see the different levels of recline, and there still is quite a lot of storage space all behind that. We can even pull up the floor, and you have a lot of hidden space under here as well. Now on the far right side, just a little bit of a cubby. Left side, a little bit larger cubby with a 12-volt. Now to operate these, you can just pull this strap, the headrest pops down, and they're kind of spring-loaded. They're gonna pop forward. So pretty easy overall. Very nice, powerful spring. So as you can tell, we have a ton of cargo space in here. Only drawback from here, there's no way to lower the second row. So after manually popping those down, you can see just how much more storage space you're gonna get. We have the button up here to go ahead and close the power tailgate, and then entering back inside to see all the cargo space. Everything folds really nice and flat, so really maximizes the cargo to make this Honda Pilot a very practical car. All right, setting off in the TrailSport. Just doing 20 feet of a gravel road. That's about all the off-roading we're gonna do in a brand new vehicle. So getting my bearings with it, we're gonna go into just eco mode, just kind of drive it like normal. The suspension is really soft in this. Now the TrailSport is designed to be able to go over gravel roads, dirt trails, things like that. Obviously it's not a hardcore rock crawler where you're gonna be crawling stuff like that. But you know, this is gonna be great for hitting that off pavement drive. And that does translate to a really soft and comfortable ride quality on the road. These seats are very nicely padded as well. Good visibility all around the vehicle. So really just kind of a big open SUV to drive, and it's comfortable and smooth. You don't hear the tires either. They are, you know, off-road all-terrain tires. So pretty comfortable and smooth going 40 on a kind of a badder road, I would say. So pretty quiet overall. There's no wind noise or anything like that either. The steering feel and suspension, again, this is designed a bit more for the off-road, so on the street it's not quite as tight feeling as maybe a touring trim level or something a little bit more street focused. So there is a little bit of some play in the steering, and if you're going to be taking high-speed turns, obviously there's going to be some body roll in this. Now the turning circle is pretty tight, especially for a 3-row SUV with all-wheel drive, so that's nice to see. Steering is very lightweight as well in the slow speeds. And then let's go into the sport mode and test out the 10-speed with the V6, very old school engine. I will say the shifting is a little on the slow side, and you can kind of just feel that delay. So it's not exactly a snappy vehicle, and I would say the sport mode really just makes it to where it'll hold the revs a little bit higher, throttle response is a little bit sharper. So definitely ideal if maybe you're driving this through the mountains or something, just to let the vehicle be a little bit more sporty, it kind of helps out. But it's definitely not the fastest thing out there. It's a quick SUV, it'll get you up to speed with no issues. Certainly doesn't have a performance feeling to it, which is kind of obvious. I mean, it's a Honda, it's not a European brand. So normal driving seems to be like a pretty normal car. I would just say the delay in shifting is my only thing that I'm noticing. Giving it some throttle again. It's definitely a slow rev, so just not like the most responsive engine and transmission. With that said though, it is smooth to drive. Your typical person who's buying this, I mean, it's not going to be a complaint. It does drive a lot different when you compare it to similar competitors that are going to have the turbocharged engine. Those are going to give you more of that low-end torque. This V6, you have to let it rev out to get some power out of it. So it's pretty sluggish under 3. Once you hit 4, that's when it starts carrying the weight. So you just have to drive this a little bit different than the modern turbocharged engines. But other than that, I'd say overall this seems to be a nice to drive family SUV, about what you would expect. The build quality feels good, things you touch are nice, the way you operate things. I love physical climate controls, makes it super easy. This screen is also really user friendly, and then the Apple CarPlay in my own Civic Type R, that works really snappy. So moving on to my honest thoughts with the Honda Pilot TrailSport. First off, this color is definitely awesome. It is more of a unique color to the TrailSport. Really cool to see it in something a bit more flamboyant than just white or black. So I think the spec wise it's pretty cool. It's also not too in your face for being, this isn't like a performance car, it's more of a semi all-terrain vehicle. So I think it looks cool inside now, really can't complain. Its biggest competitors are going to be the Nissan Pathfinder, Rock Creek, along with the Ford Explorer Timberline, which are both pretty good options as well. I believe we've been in the Explorer, been in the Rock Creek quite a lot. So good options out there, I would say, for this class. You know, this is the family SUV, good size 3-row, that happens to be a little bit more focused for some adventures on the weekend. So I don't really have any major complaints. I would just say the shifting is a little on the lazy side, same with the power delivery, but that is kind of what you get from a V6. Ride quality and everything like that, it feels like a pretty normal car to drive. Only thing I'm noticing from my height especially, just kind of getting my seat more perfect for me, this is a little in the way. So I notice when I'm making right turns at intersections, I kind of have to lean up this way a little bit to see to my left. I'm just used to having maybe a farther back B-pillar. Again, just little nitpicky things like that that I've noticed. Like right here, I have to make sure I'm right here to see the whole view. So little things like that. Getting back up to speed. I mean, yeah, it's nice. We're getting up to a little over 4,000 RPM, up to 45 miles an hour pretty quickly. So it's a good, normal family car. I don't think you're gonna not enjoy just cruising around. Very practical, very comfortable to do your day-to-day. And I think it's impressive that this is not a jumbo size vehicle. This isn't a Ford Expedition or, you know, a Tahoe. And yet that third row is truly useful for adults, and there's still cargo behind it. So I feel like Honda has done a good job with the Pilot packaging what they have in a normal size, decently large SUV. Again, it's not the biggest thing out there. It's not tiny either, but it's very manageable, easy to park, easy to see your corners. You know, anybody who isn't even too familiar driving SUVs, maybe this is going to be your first SUV as your family grows to where, you know, a car isn't cutting it anymore. I think this is something you're going to be able to get into and not be intimidated by the size of it. So I think that is a good thing, especially, you know, even me, I don't really want to own a jumbo SUV, but this size kind of does the trick, I would say, for space and utility work as well. The TrailSport is a neat way to go for the family who has an adventurous life. Obviously, we're not going crazy off-roading, but hitting the gravel, I mean, it's pretty smooth. And, you know, we were at Overland Expo recently, and Honda had a booth with these going off-road. We didn't get a chance to do it, but they were doing a pretty good job on the muddy trail that we watched them drive on. So with the all-wheel drive system, with the drive modes, these TrailSports are pretty capable. They can actually do some good terrain. So if you're going on a weekend mountain trip through the woods or something, even maybe towing a small boat or a small utility trailer, dirt bikes or something, I have every bit of confidence this is going to do what people need to do to take it off the pavement. Again, not a rock crawler, that sort of thing, but to go off pavement on an adventure, this is going to be very capable and give you plenty of space to take the family and all of your items with you. So there you guys go. That is the 2025 Honda Pilot TrailSport. Great color combinations for sure for this one. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. Stay tuned for plenty more content. Big shout out to Flo Honda of Statesville for providing this car for today's video. Take a look at their website, linked down below, and I'll see you all in the next video.